Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we want to discuss our new product, Magnesium Bicarbonate 32 ounce. Well, our newly formulated product, rather. We've gone through about 5 different formulations. This is roughly number 5. And new source, we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss the price points, and we're going to discuss the process as well. What it takes to truly make a fully converted magnesium bicarbonate. Because there's a lot of people that make a lot of claims. There's a lot of ignorance out there. There's a lot of slandering out there as well. Ignorance is bliss. For those that you don't understand how to truly make your own magnesium bicarbonate, we're going to show you, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, we're going to show you how to make your own magnesium bicarbonate the correct way, all right? Because honestly, for those of you that are using a soda stream, well, it might be initial investment at first, but stay tuned for that later. Without further ado, let's discuss our new product. Let's talk about price, how much money it takes to actually make a bottle like this. And we're gonna use our leading competitor's hydroxide source. We're not gonna name names, but that's roughly $12 per 3 ounces. If we actually look at the hydroxide prices, that's a roughly 8 times upsell that they're charging you guys. And we're gonna show you that we're not even remotely, not even 2 times upcharge on this. If you were to use the same amount of hydroxide from that company into here, that would be roughly $24 worth of hydroxide here. Not to mention the cap, the amber bottle, the label, of course that costs money, the amount of CO2 that we use here. It's expensive, but obviously when you use like a canister like we use, and we're gonna show you how to use it, you save a little bit of money that way. The potassium bicarbonate, the sodium bicarbonate, which isn't really that expensive. And of course we can factor in tons of labor that's involved in shaking and making sure that this product is fully converted. Of course, it's a 5-day process. This is why we only restock every Thursday at 8 p.m. because it takes time. This is made in small batches, and we can promise you, and this is why we're doing this video, to promise you and show you guys not only how to make your own magnesium bicarbonate the correct way, but also to see that this isn't just some water that we're making for 1 cent that we're upselling 1,000 times. And a lot of these people that are making these claims, these ignorant claims, are stating that, it's 1 cent, it's like $1,000 upcharge, it's just water, that's all it costs. Well, it's a lot more complicated than that, and especially if you're a guru that like sells your supplements, you're not actually there making your supplements, you're just getting them from China and you're upcharging that 60 times. That's called projection. You're projecting your business plan onto us, basically. So we do not do that. That is not how we roll. We're a Christian-owned company. We do not upcharge our product that much at all. Again, we're not just outsourcing from other companies, buying 60,000 pills at the price of like less than 1 cent per pill and upcharging that 40 to 60 times. It's outrageous what some of these, what these gurus will do online. Then they go attacking other people all the time. It's not right. It's really pathetic, honestly. There's people out there that do that, and they're jacked up on coffee and stuff, and honestly, they just need to find a true form of magnesium bicarbonate and they'll chill out. So nothing wrong with that. But if we were to use and factor in all the price that costs to make this bottle, it would be roughly $38 per bottle, we found out. So $38 per bottle, and after your 10% discount that most people receive, it's $58 per bottle is what you usually pay. We're not factoring the affiliate commissions that we give out, obviously, for the people that are selling our product, as well as the taxes included and stuff like that. The amount of money to make this product and the amount of money that we're getting, as you can see now, it's not that we're multi-millionaires or billionaires or something like that. This is a hand-me-down couch that's free, that was hand-me-down from Nathan's parents. Like, we're not living in some multi-million-dollar mansion outsourcing all of our supplements and upcharging the crap out of you guys. We have a lot of integrity behind our product. This is, if anything, it's a luxury for you guys to be able to buy this product again, because we're capped. Like, we need to figure out how to amp this production up while still maintaining the quality, more importantly, improving the quality. We don't want to increase production and have the quality go down like some of our leading competitor pre-made bicarbonates. If you notice a lot of their formulas, and it's cloudy. We're not talking about crystallization here. That's normal when you got a high concentrate product. In fact, you should have this with every bicarbonate formula that you use. By the way, our leading competitor is twice the price if you factor in the dosage. If you're buying that and it's cloudy, and you're making it yourself and it's cloudy, it's not converted. That's hydroxide. So if the process is that simple, then why is no one doing it correctly? That's my question. So back to the product. again, 38 bucks. We sell it for roughly 58 bucks after the discount. If you're a first-time user and you're just learning about our magnesium bicarbonate, please come try it. If you don't want to buy a 32-ounce bottle, we got 8-ounce bottles as well. And we have a 15% discount for first-time users. I think it's code first time or something. We'll list the code down below. The price, that's pretty much it for the price. Hopefully that provides some clarity for you guys and for all you gurus that are slandering us. Ignorance is bliss. If you don't know, you don't know. It's easier just to say crap about some company without knowing the process and the work that goes into that and try to affect someone's integrity and just bash people. It's not how we do it. We don't bash anyone. We try not to anymore, at least, and it's not professional. So hopefully that clarifies anything about price. The next thing I want to discuss is our new source. We're keeping it the same price with a new amazing source. We've tried so many different sources, and we can ensure you that even the sources being sold in bulk that you buy your own hydroxide from, that is not nearly the same quality source that we're getting here. So our new hydroxide, I'm going to read off what it says here. It is pharmaceutical grade, fully converted, Dead Sea, high purity mag hydroxide that meets or exceeds the expectations for the FCC. Again, no increase in price. So what does this mean? It means this is the smallest particle form of magnesium hydroxide that you can literally find on the market. We wanted to resell the hydroxide ourselves, but we technically have like an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, where we're not allowed to redistribute, resell it. We're only allowed to use it into a formula. Let's discuss the difference between certain hydroxides. 99% of the hydroxides being sold out there are used for wastewater management treatment. It's a rock. Unfortunately, just many months to find a good pharmaceutical grade hydroxide that's truly meant for human consumption. They're meant for human consumption, the other form of hydroxide. You're not going to get the effects of bicarbonate that everyone talks about, per se, because it's not a small enough particle. It's not small enough to go into your cells. The hydroxide that's being used is usually a form of rock mineral that is sourced from brucite. To be able to convert that, it's very difficult. In fact, if you look up the chemical composition of hydroxide, it actually tends to convert best with oil. It actually converts worse with water, but obviously we're not selling oil yet. We are experimenting with some formulas there. I'm just gonna keep it at that. When you convert it with water, it's very difficult. So again, if you're using sparkling water and you're making your own magnesium with a soda stream, and you're buying that overpriced 8 times upcharged hydroxide that's being sold by some of these gurus, oh my gosh, you're just throwing your money down the drain. You're just wasting your money because you're not even converting that hydroxide. You may convert a little bit, don't get me wrong, you may convert a little bit, but if there is any little bit of cloudiness, it's not being converted. Obviously, you guys don't want to just drink hydroxide because that's considered diarrhea juice. That's going to give you terrible side effects. You don't want that. You want to be safe with your magnesium. You want to get the benefits of it. You want to make sure that you're consuming 100% fully converted magnesium bicarbonate. And honestly, we would argue this is the only product on the market that offers that. Hopefully we discussed the hydroxide. We made it clear. A lot of people selling hydroxide that's just basically rocks used for wastewater management treatment. And then we have the other source that is a pharmaceutical grade from the Dead Sea, but not all Dead Sea sources are good. All right, there's some people that sell Dead Sea sources. It's not pharmaceutical grade, and that's the key. Pharmaceutical grade ensures that's a very fine particle, and that's going to convert easily. And if you're making it at home, you want the finest particle you can have because you need a lot of vigorous shaking, a lot of time, per se, a lot of patience to be able to make sure that you're consuming true magnesium bicarbonate. Let's go on to how to make it. Again, we are working on getting a patent with our new formulated process, but since we have 5 different formulations and they're all amazing, we're going to show you the 3.0 formulation. It's pretty similar, but there are some key differences. But nonetheless, this way to make magnesium bicarbonate that we're about to show you is so much better than using your own soda stream, and it's so much better than buying the lead competitor. All right, so without further ado, we're going to show you how to make your own magnesium bicarbonate because they do not know how to make it correctly because it's still cloudy, it's not fully converted, you're basically just drinking hydroxide. We're on number 5.0 we could call it. This is number 3.0 if we were to choose a number. This is why we're able to share it now. Again, we're not going to show you the new formulated process because that needs to have a patent first before we can share that. All you're going to need for making correct magnesium bicarbonate, a CO2 canister. You can get these at your local gas shops. We go through ARC gas. We get ours beverage grade CO2. Very simple. I think this is like a 15-pound or 20-pound canister. Now we're up to like 50-pound, 100-pound canisters. This is plenty. And the cool thing about CO2 is that so many different things you can use CO2 for. Ray Pete has some articles on how to take a bath with it, you know, make a bubble bath, and it's just amazing, the benefits that you get from it. You can also make your own awesome drinks, your own super sodas. We're gonna teach you guys how to do that as well. Get this is one of the best investments you can make, and it's so much cheaper and so much more, I guess, eco-friendly per se, than just having all these stupid cartridges of CO2 like trend that's going on. Everyone's talking about the soda stream, so do not waste your time or money with that stuff. That CO2 that you're getting from that one little cartridge is nothing compared to this. Plus, it's just so much more expensive. So you get the CO2 canister, you get that, you get it filled up with beverage grade CO2, right? And then you go ahead buy yourself from Adventures in Home Brewing. We don't have an affiliate. I think we might have an affiliate code. No, I don't think we do. Get yourself a keg regulator, I think it's called, and you're going to attach this to the CO2 canister right here. But before you attach that, make sure that you get yourself a braided cable tube, or you can get yourself just a typical plastic tube that they sell, or I think it's silicone tube. You get a clamp right here, C-clamp, screw it on, tighten it up against the regulator, and then down here, I think this is called a quick disconnect. I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but this is going to attach to our keg, and I'm going to show you the keg in a second here. Turn it on, make sure the hose is on, down position right here, crank this bad boy to 60 PSI roughly. We're going to be attaching this to our keg. Now if you want to make real magnesium bicarbonate, you're going to want a keg. Get yourself a keg. It doesn't have to be 5 gallons. This is specifically a ball and lock joint keg from Pepsi Cola. They invented it. It's not from Pepsi Cola. This is from Adventures in Home Brewing. But you can get like a 1-gallon keg. Those work perfectly fine. Connect your connection right here, the quick disconnect. Pull it up, push it down, boom. You got an in and an out. You can use either or. We use both because we want a double CO2 fill, for lack of better terms. Here's the secret with the product, is this cap right here. This is what changes the game. See, with the soda stream, you have all this oxygen going in. You're not even really converting it. You have too much oxygen fighting with the CO2. So oxygen is lighter, it's going to be higher up in the keg. CO2 is heavier, it's going to be lower in the keg. So when you pull this down, or pull this up, it's going to release a lot of oxygen. It's going to flood the keg with a ton of CO2. You're going to pull this up. First step, get yourself some cold reverse osmosis water. We use Omaka Organics 12-stage water filtration system. There's some people that complain about the acids. They got a new water filtration system coming out as well. It's honestly something silly to complain about, because if you eat meat, you're getting those same acids, and you just simply use magnesium bicarbonate anyways to counteract the acids. Not a big deal. But fill this up with cold water, and we're gonna go roughly half the keg. We're not gonna fill the keg up all the way. There's a line up the top here that says the fill line. You want to keep that little bubble. Technically, it's 5 1/4 gallons worth of water that this can hold. So you never want to fill it more than 5 gallons, because you always want some air in there as well, CO2 rather. Fill it up halfway with cold water. You're going to recap it, attach this bad boy to it, boom. And that's going to put some CO2 in there. Now, again, this is the secret. You're going to use this pressure release valve here. This is what's going to release the oxygen. All right, pretty loud, pretty intense. That's what it should sound like. That's what we're looking for. A lot of CO2 to flood our kegs. Again, you just went through like $30 worth of CO2 cartridges, but when you do it yourself, it's such a difference in price. Filled up with water, we already did that. We filled up with CO2, excuse me, and we're gonna shake it a couple times. I'd say 30 seconds, right? Make sure that water is getting bubbly. We're gonna detach it. We're gonna pull all the air out of it. Wait till it's that. If you're having trouble pulling this off, it's still too pressurized, just keep pulling it until it's fully empty. Now we got carbonated water. The next thing you're gonna do is get your pharmaceutical grade, preferably hydroxide, and you're gonna put this in. And now, when we make our 5-gallon kegs or formulas, we're trying to convert 11 to 12 half cups of magnesium hydroxide in each 5-gallon keg, which equates to roughly 5.50 ounces per bottle of hydroxide, excuse my math. I'd say our normal formula, our older formula was roughly 8 half cups. you should probably start with that. 8 half cups or even less, maybe 6 to 8 half cups. Again, 2 to 4 cups total in a 5-gallon tank. Do the math to convert that down to a 1-gallon tank. I'll let you guys figure that out because I don't feel like doing the math for that right now, just going off the 5-gallon tank. You're gonna put 2 to 4 cups of your hydroxide in. It may bubble a little bit too much. Sometimes it explodes out of here, so just be careful. Just do it slowly, right? Just watch it convert, put a little bit more in until you get to 2 to 4 cups, right? Get your cap, oh, there it is. Go ahead, put it back on. All right, we're gonna do the same process again. It's very simple, but there's a lot to it, obviously, with the new formula, with the new process, but we're trying to keep it as simple as we can for you guys to see how easy this is to do at home, because we don't want you guys to be unmotivated and go back to the simple way that every guru is teaching on how to make magnesium bicarbonate, which is, once again, you're just throwing your money away when you do that. Take this, put it back on, and we're gonna re-CO2 it up. And so we're gonna allow the CO2 to enter in, wait till it kind of calms down, about 3 to 5 seconds, pull it for 3 seconds. That's gonna release some of the oxygen. As soon as you let go of this pressure release valve, or this pull tab right here, you're gonna turn this over to your side, on the ground or on your legs, whatever, and you're gonna shake it. Easier on the ground. We're gonna shake it for roughly 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. And every 30 to 45 seconds, you're gonna repeat that same process. Pull it for 3 to 4, maybe 5 seconds. And you're gonna just keep repeating that process maybe 3 to 5 times, maybe even more. If I was making my own, just one magnesium bicarbonate alone, I would shake it as much as possible and I would use as much CO2 as possible, basically. So I would repeat that process several times, maybe even up to 5 to 10 minutes if you want. So that's up to you guys, depends on how much time you got. Either way, whatever you do with this, it's still milestones better than buying the leading competitor's hydroxide or bicarbonate and with a soda stream is what I meant. Hopefully that makes sense. Pretty simple. Get yourself a CO2 canister, get yourself a pressure regulator, get yourself a keg. 1 gallon is fine, 5 gallons is fine. Fill it up halfway with water, CO2 it, take it off, empty it out, put hydroxide in with the carbonated water, repeat the process, 3-second pull, 30-second shake, repeat it as many times as you want. And roughly 48 hours is when it should be fully converted. A lot of people are saying 24 hours or like a couple hours it should take. No, it takes a lot longer than that. It's not super easy to convert hydroxide into bicarbonate. It takes time, it's stubborn, a lot of effort to get it to convert. So just doing a little bit of shaking with your soda stream, it ain't gonna do anything. Using sparkling water, that ain't doing anything. Don't waste your time with that, don't waste your money with that. If you guys want true magnesium bicarbonate, you wanna make it at your home, this is what you gotta do. And the cool thing is, once you get it down, you buy another keg of this and put it into the other keg with a filter, and then there you go. You can have it on tap, and you just buy, I don't have the other thing, but you just buy a thing that attaches to here, and you can literally just pour it. As long as you're storing it in a fridge, preferably, you want to keep this cold, but you can pour it straight from the keg with a ton of CO2 injected, and you got a delicious anti-stress drink that you can do anything with. You can make sodas. We're gonna go into that with some videos. Again, we're gonna show you how to kind of do these like life hacks with CO2. There's a lot of things you can do with CO2. So again, good investment. Costs a little bit of money at first, but you're gonna save tons of money in the long run. All right, so hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions. And stay tuned for more information. God bless.